Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel. This is Miguel with season 2 of how to combine the DC deck building sets. This is our 7th deck profile for the season. In this episode we'll be covering crossover 10, Flashpoint. In this setup, your oversized characters will include the Flash, Cyborg, Green Lantern, Batman, Captain Thunder, Superman, Emperor Aquaman, and Queen Diana. There will be a secondary deck that goes on top of the lineup consisting of Timeline Up cards. You will shuffle the Timeline Up cards and reveal the top 3 to create a secondary lineup. You can also buy cards from this lineup, just know that these cards have negative VPs. Your Nemesis stack for this set will include Penthestilia, Prince Orm, Enchantress, Gorilla Grodd, Emperor Aquaman, Queen Diana, Reverse Flash, and your final Nemesis, the Flash. They will each give a reward after defeating them and will go into your score pile. Even if you cannot fulfill the reward, they will still go into your score pile. For the theme of the main deck, we're going to continue to focus on the Flashpoint story arc, using some of the Justice League as a base to fill out missing pieces. For availability, we're pulling from the original set through Justice League Dark, Rivals 1 through 4, Crisis 1 through 4, and Crossover Pack 1 through 10. For consistency, the main deck will be at 99 cards with 23 heroes, 24 villains, 24 equipment, and 23 superpowers with 5 locations. The Flashpoint deck will be at 27 cards, 7 heroes, 6 villains, 6 equipment, 7 superpowers, and 1 location. And now the deck profile. For heroes, at cost 2, we have doubles of Katana. Katana is the standard low-cost defense that can be bought in the early game when you cannot afford to buy a breakthrough. At cost 3, we have doubles of Mira, Raven, Aqualad, and Cyborg. Mira can give you a boost of +4 power if your discard pile is empty in a heavy destroy build. Raven can serve dual purposes in providing power and draw support. Aqualad is an ongoing card that can recover a card with cost 5 or less and place it on top of your deck. Cyborg recovers an equipment with cost 4 or less, which fits into any heavy equipment build. At cost 4, we have doubles of Deadman, Hero of the Future, Blue Devil, Jessica Cruz, and Simon Baz. Deadman is best in your second turn, where you can destroy up to 2 cards that include when you buy or gain him. Hero of the Future can give you a boost in additional +2 power for each defense card you play or have played, which works best in heavy defense builds. Blue Devil can stack your deck with a card from your discard pile while defending as a way to set up future turns. Jessica Cruz can cycle through your deck quickly to find cards you want to draw into at the cost of discarding one. Simon Baz can thin out your deck to provide draw or destroy support. At cost 5, we have singles of The Fastest Man Alive and Thomas Wayne Batman. The Fastest Man Alive is your standard draw 2 cards in order to cycle through your deck quickly in search of better cards. Thomas Wayne Batman serves dual purposes in providing power and draw support at the cost of destroying himself. At cost 6, we have a single copy of Jay Garrick. Jay Garrick is a reveal to defend card that can discard itself to gain a valuable card from any lineup. For villains, at cost 2, we have doubles of Zookeeper and Ocean Master. Zookeeper is a low-cost ongoing defense that can be bought in the early game when you cannot afford to buy a breakthrough. Ocean Master supports villain builds by helping you get rid of undesirable cards. At cost 3, we have doubles of Black Manta, Blackbriar Thorn, Dr. Destiny. Black Manta supports equipment builds by thinning out your deck. Blackbriar Thorn supports superpower builds by helping you get rid of undesirable cards. Dr. Destiny is a great defense that can help set up future plays by putting a card you want to save for next turn. At cost 4, we have doubles of Clayface, Phobia, Deathstroke, Solomon Grundy, and Killer Frost. Clayface can copy effects of cards you have played alongside him as a way to maximize your turn. Phobia can attack and make foes discard a card into any player's discard pile that did not avoid the attack or the attacker. This means that players can pile up on a single player. Deathstroke is a reliable defense card that can also remove weaknesses or other unwanted cards from your hand. Solomon Grundy is a reliable defense card because he cycles himself back into the deck instead of staying in the discard pile, giving players repeated access to defense throughout the game. Killer Frost is here as an attack against locations and can draw a card if no foes discard one. At cost 5, we have doubles of Gorilla Grodd. Gorilla Grodd is a straightforward +3 power card that fits well into any deck. At cost 6, we have a single copy of Doomsday. Doomsday is a reliable +4 power card that works well regardless of your strategy. At cost 7, we have a single copy of Bizarro. Bizarro supports players with a weakness-heavy deck, serving as an endgame card to turn the negative VPs into positive VPs when counting victory points. He can turn some of the lineup cards that have the tagline "Time Lineup Cards" to 0 VPs to offset the negative VPs. For equipment, at cost 2, we have doubles of Lasso of Truth and Legion Flight Ring. Lasso of Truth is another standard low-cost defense that can be bought in the early game when you cannot afford to buy a breakthrough. Legion Flight Ring is a standard draw card that works well regardless of your strategy. At cost 3, we have doubles of Aquaman's Trident, Power Ring, and Detonator. Aquaman's Trident can put any card you buy or gain to the top of your deck while still providing +2 power. Power Ring can reveal the top card of your deck for a possible +3 if the card costs 1 or greater, which works best in the mid to late game when you destroyed all your starters. Detonator is an ongoing card with a delayed effect to destroy a card from your discard pile. At cost 4, we have doubles of the Cape and Cow, Skeets, Flight Wings, Giant Mallet, and Batarang. The Cape and Cowl is a standard +2 power defense card that can refill your hand by 2 when defending. Skeet supports hero builds by recovering a hero and places them on top of your deck or into your hand when defending. Flight Wings can put any cards you buy or gain to the top of your deck while still providing +2 power. Giant Mallet provides generic support in drawing, and in the mid to late game, it can start destroying undesirable cards. Batarang is a standard defense card that can provide +1 power and draw a card. At cost 5, we have doubles of Kryptonite. Kryptonite is a well-designed attack that can give out weaknesses without completely overwhelming players already loaded with them, as long as they discard one from their hand. At cost 6, we have doubles of Green Lantern Power Battery. Green Lantern Power Battery can set up future plays by recovering a defense card and putting it on top of your deck or into your hand. For superpowers, at cost 2, we have doubles of Flight. Flight is another low-cost defense that can recover any card and place it on top of your deck when defending. At cost 3, we have doubles of X-Ray Vision, Telepathy, Construct Train, and Phasing. X-Ray Vision gives players access to the top of foes' decks in order to play a non-location card from any deck. Telepathy can cycle through your deck consistently at the cost of discarding a card. Construct Train is an excellent defense card because it can cycle through your deck when defending by drawing 2 and putting 1 back on top. Phasing can thin out your deck, both when played and when you defend. At cost 4, we have doubles of Bulletproof, Mystic Control, Word of Power, Construct Jet, and Stamina of Atlas. Bulletproof is a standard defense card that can refill your hand by 1 and give you the option to destroy a card from your discard pile. Mystic Control can scout foe's top card with his attack and discard any cards you don't want foes to use. Word of Power provides +2 power and draw support if you destroy, discard, or seal this card from any zone. Construct Jet refreshes the lineup, helping to cycle out undesirable cards. Stamina of Atlas provides a way to cycle through your deck quickly and can organize the top of your deck in search of better cards. At cost 5, we have doubles of Forget. Forget is a standard attack card that can reduce foes' hand by 1 and can be combined with Mystic Control since foes might save a card for future plays. At cost 6, we have a single copy of World's Greatest Detective. World's Greatest Detective is a standard reveal to defend card that gives +1 power and draws a card when played. For locations, at cost 5, we have a single copy of Gotham City, Metropolis, Star Labs, the Negative Speed Force, and Central City PD. Gotham City and Metropolis can cycle through your deck once per turn and act as a draw engine for their respective card type. Star Labs can give you +1 power each time you destroy 1 or more cards, which works best in a heavy destroy deck. The Negative Speed Force is a draw engine in heavy destroy builds. Central City PD can add cards to the lineup and reduce its cost by 1 for extra buy options. For the timeline up cards, at cost 5, we have Britannia, Canterbury Cricket, Deathstroke, Atlantean Spear Gun, Energy Resistant Armor, Brutal Persuasion, and Heroic Escape. Britannia can stack both a defense and attack card on top of your deck while providing +2 power. Canterbury Cricket can recur itself to provide +2 power each time you play a different hero, especially in heavy hero builds. Deathstroke can provide an additional +1 power for each card destroyed with his effect, including himself. Atlantean Spear Gun can play the bottom card of your deck and can play it again if it has 0 or less VP value, which can be useful with all the time lineup cards that have negative VPs. Energy Resistant Armor is a delayed defense that can cycle through your deck quickly once it has its ongoing effect to draw 2 and then discard itself. Brutal Persuasion can play a card from the main lineup to then destroy or return it. Heroic Escape can give you an additional +1 power for each time lineup card you control. At cost 6, we have single copies of Citizen Cold, Mera, Atlanteans, Martha Wayne, Volcal, Cosmic Treadmill, Counterattack, Speed Force, Traverse Timelines, and New Themyscira. Citizen Cold can reveal each foe's top card of their deck with the option to destroy any number of them or play one of the rest. Mera is a +3 defense card that can put herself on the bottom of your deck when defending or played to recur in the future turn. Atlanteans start at +2 power but can increase by +1 power for each card that the chosen foe chooses to keep in their hand. Martha Wayne is an ongoing card that has the option to destroy a card in your hand or herself at the start of each of your turns. Volcal can gain the current Nemesis reward, then activate its first appearance attack against all players. Cosmic Treadmill is an ongoing card that can put the first card you buy or gain directly into your hand. Counterattack is a +4 power defense card that can refill your hand by 1 and make the attacker discard an attack card. Speed Force is an ongoing card that can give you +1 power and draw a card each time you play a time lineup card, including itself. Traverse Timelines supports players with a timeline up heavy deck, serving as an endgame card to give 2 VPs for each timeline up card you own. New Themyscira is an ongoing card that can avoid an attack once per turn. It cannot avoid first appearance attacks though. At cost 7, we have single copies of Captain Thunder Kids, Kid Flash, Subject Zero, Geopulse Prison, Queen Mera's Helm, Chronokinesis, and No More. Captain Thunder Kids decrease the cost of the current Nemesis by 6 at the cost of passing it to a foe on your right, then they have the option to destroy it. Kid Flash can draw 3 cards but destroys himself when defending to draw 4 cards. Subject Zero lets a foe choose 2 effects for you. From +4 power, draw 2 cards or destroy up to 2 cards from your hand and or discard pile. Geopulse Prison is a +4 attack card that can Discard an ongoing card from each foe to then draw a card for each ongoing discarded. Queen Mara's Helm is a +4 defense card that can refill your hand with any number of other defense cards in your discard pile when defending. Chronokinesis can play 3 cards from the main lineup at the cost of destroying itself and the cards played by this effect. No More can destroy itself and any number of cards in your hand and discard pile, or provide +2 power and draw a card. At cost 8, we have single copies of the Resistance, the Furies, and Trident of Atlan. The Resistance can play any number of heroes from the lineups and then destroy them and itself, or provide +5 power. The Furies start at +5 power, then increase by 2 power for each player that decides to draw a card with this effect. Trident of Atlan is a +4 power attack card that can give each foe a weakness and destroy each defense card used to avoid this attack. In closing, that's one way to combine the DC deck building sets. Remember, there's no single correct way to build your main deck. These videos are here to inspire ideas and start conversations. What would you change? What other crossovers should Cryptozoic do? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all the YouTube things. I'll see you on the next one.